It is sitting there, so yeah, it came out really good. Kind of an old rear wheel off. Here, I'm going to take the rear wheel off. I think I might take the exhaust off. I don't know if I'll film that or not. But I'm going to take the exhaust off. We're going to redo the brakes. We're going to pull that off, clean that. I've got some towels up over here. Get that little piece off to get the chain back in there when we're all said and done. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take off the rear tire here. Bolt over here. Looks like a 24 millimeter, which it is. Use a screwdriver on the other side if you're worried about how everything's going to go. If you're seeing it, uh-oh. Yes, I know, bud. I know. Thank you. I'm doing a good job. Oh, you're down here too now. Of course, the utmost help from the shop dogs. With the nut on, beat it through. Okay, you're good, bud. You're good. Thank you. Good boy, Atlas. And of course, if I can get my shop buddies here, we're going to have to get them out of the shop because now they think they got to be part of the system. All right, look at that. For everything else on this bike, that axle looks great. Yeah, no, it's not food. Oh my God. The water that ran out of the hub though, that isn't good. Oh my Lord. All right, there we go. Rear wheel is out. That's how quick it comes out. You got the right tools. And this is an old bike, should not come out. There's your sprocket. As you can see, it's really in terrible shape. You spend some time cleaning that today. I'll probably have to actually end up zipping it all out. Bearings feel smooth. Oh, that feels really good there. Oh yeah. All the bearings feel really good. All right, on to the next. We got to clean this all up. I'm going to probably take time to take the muffler off. All right, so we got that out. Going around the tire, got that. I forgot to show you guys the oil filter. Oh my. I don't know if you can see that. Get it out here in the light. I don't know if my first Royal Enfield, I don't know if they suck down that way on a normal filter or if this is part of all the crap that's in it. I will say, I did get, even after the third oil change, I was still getting a lot of crap on the magnet in the motor. I just hope that ain't a sign of times to come, but it's also the first time I actually rode the bike any distance. The stuff it was on the magnet, but it didn't look like shiny metal. It looked more like rust. So I don't know if that's stuff that got through the fuel injector and into the bike, into the motor, and it just collected there. No matter what, even if it was rust, you do not want that stuff going through your motor whatsoever. Anyway, I'm going to set this down and we'll get going on the next part. Try and see what we can do with the small 1/4 inch drive impact. Here, I don't think I'm going to have much luck here. Oh, there we go. It both broke loose. Now I gotta just get a wrench. strong in this one. Look at that. You know what? I think we are going to just take the swing arm out. Don't look like it's that hard of a job. I'll clean this stuff up here and I'll move on to the swing arm. I'll shut it off for a while and get on. All right, we're back here reassembling the sprocket. While I was cameras down, I just tore it all apart. Cleaned all this stuff up really nice. As you can see here, I'm gonna start the reassembly, everything. This was 8mm hex, 14 back screws. Start these. Also on this particular model of what I've been working on, of course you can see the QC check mark right there. If you don't, it's like a little screw. I know it goes out of light, but anyway, there's also your sprocket information there. 18, that goes to the outside. Not really care where it's clocked on this. As I looked around, there's nothing there. So anyway, always check your bearings. Now's the perfect time. Bearings work fine. Okay, so get in, start getting your bolts in there. I suggest putting 2 in first, and then this is kind of how I started is I go put them down here, or should I say put them through here, and you're going to start with a little medium, again, medium thread locker. Do not go full bore. I go blue. This did have red on it. No need for red. I'm just saying it's not that crucial. So just a little drop on each. Take it easy going in at first. On these, that's why you do 2 end to end. It's easy to get these kind of across the shoulder here. I might have already done it. I did. So you simply got to go in at a little bit of an angle. See, if you get cross like that, it don't go down over the shoulder here. I thought I just did it real lightly there. So we'll real quick go. Okay. Make sure we can pop it. See, it popped right in. Go to the other side here. Or can't slip out as well. Okay. There it's in. Big gun, be careful, don't over tighten it. I just give it like a little clap on there. I wouldn't expect you'd want to put much more on it than a good little, as the internet's world says, ugga-duggas. Quick tap, nice and clean, all back again. Make sure your socket's there. Go back and we can look here. Rear wheel is all cleaned up. Inside hub, around there, all your bearing stuff, everything's clean and is now ready to go. We'll just take this, just simply slides in there. Swing arm is a 14 mil. Go in. Oop. 17 on this side. Oop. So it looks like a 14 and a 17. I thought I put 2 wrenches on here and they went on. So we'll verify it's 17. 17 it is. we'll just take it off real quick. All right. Pulls out. There's your swing arm. Feels good. Moves nice and slow. There we're. Okay, your swing arm. You have these two caps. I pulled them off already. Go in there. See your swing arm. I'll set that back there. 19 it is. And I don't know if it'll spin. Most of the time they don't spin. Gotta take this on here. Take that on just a hair. I'll show you why here. This bolt's hard to get out. You don't want to hit them threads. That actually went way easy. That might have been the easiest swing arm bolt I've ever in my life done. Okay. As you see, there's a little hole in there. Make sure you keep your screwdriver on that. Not hard hits, just like okay. There you go. There's your long bolt. You see, no rust. That's really good. Put that back on. We'll definitely be greasing that up. What would the world be without zip ties? And voila, your swing arm is out. You want to make sure your bearings here, that's actually working, but it's dirty, so we'll go over to the bench and get working on it. All right, back with the swing arm. Here we go. Got a bunch of the pieces all cleaned up. Trying to do this. Chain guards off. Chain guards on this side. If you've seen all the grease build up here. Terrible. Chain guard over here, sitting here. We'll put it back on. It is plastic clipped on, so you'll need to get your handy dandy tool to pull that off if you're interested. But anyway, we'll start with the reassembly of this wonderful project going on here. My hands are going to have to get dirty here, so we will be greasing up this for a second time. So work gloves come off, grease gloves come on. I do recommend getting, if you're not, have that stuff around if you're ever working with brake clean. Of course, these are chemical resistant gloves, so I do a lot of work with that. They also got great grip. Grease though, don't want on them. We're here, Doc. All right. Again, I use Phil Wood waterproof grease. Old trick I learned with Yamaha. They love using this stuff, as a lot of people in the industry do. Go in here, you have needle bearings all throughout these things in here. Just be very liberal with your use of it in here. Don't matter where you get it. These roll, get them in there rolling. One thing you don't do, these are needle bearings. You don't want the things to pop out, but definitely get them in there. Get them rolling. These are rolling smooth. See, you can see the old grease coming out as I'm forcing the new grease in there, getting it to roll. All right, yep. Rolling smooth. Smooth like butter. Buttery smooth. Okay. I like to always keep knowing where my sides are. So while I'm out like this, I'll just go ahead and we'll put this back on. Here, we'll go ahead, come down. It's got a little button over there. Right there, goes in. It's in. $4mm stainless steel M4 things. If they rust out or you lose one, $4mm. Guard back on. Same thing. One side's not going to be easy to get on. I'll just tell you that right now. One side goes on easy, the other side is not. Get it started, turn your thing in, your bracket in, holds it tight. Go to work, homeboy. All right, chain guard's on, fairly clean. Okay. Outside seals go on the outside of your swing arm. So I don't recommend putting it, you can put them on now if you want. Just get them out of the way, they're on. Okay, so here's the pieces that come out. You usually get rust. You can kind of see, this is really bad. I polished them all up. Again, these go right in where them bearings are. Doesn't hurt to put a little grease on them, especially over that rust area. Waterproof. I had these set up so they go in like so. See how easy them slide in. There. Okay. Bracket spacer. You just go in, push one through, push it back in, and there you are. It's ready with these seals on the outside. Now, one thing I do too is, okay, so when you put it on, your chain's on this side. Your chain is on this side. So you put your through bolt through. Take a big gob of this and just stick right there. So when you push that through, you push grease in with your bolt through. I don't know who's going to argue with me about that, but hey, if you do, I guess you don't have anything better to do with your time. Okay, flip her over, because that's the way it goes on your bike. Again, I marked these how they want to be. Again, it's pretty chewed up, but they do roll. So you can go in here. I go in here, clean them up a little. Any of the rust residue off that bearing. Okay, that's the outside. You tell the outside by where your bolt is. Okay, so that's where your bolt goes. So that's the outside. So it goes in like this on this side. Okay, don't need to, but I do. A little swaggle on each side. Little swaggle on your bolt shoulder there. And yep, right way. Okay. Hope I'm not going too fast for you guys doing this here. Ah, just got grease all over my gun. Ah, I'm gonna love that later. All right. Okay. Again, outside. Which it looks like there's a casting mark. That casting mark looks like it is to the inside. The non-casting mark is to the outside. Again. Okay, put her down. I definitely know I got that in the right side because that one was a hard one to get out. The other thing is, these were not very tight for some reason. I don't know if that's just the way they come. They're a safety nut. I don't know. They were pretty tight in there. They're moving really loose now, like so. All right. Swingarm's ready to go back on the bike. So, look here, get all cleaned up from my greasy hand marks, take these off and go back to work gloves since you're done with the grease. All right, guys, see you at the Swingarm. All right, heading in with the Swingarm. Life's a bowl of peaches, so here it goes. Shock out, up in. Okay. Like I said, I put grease in there, so I'm not greasing this. But we go in and start. Make sure your dust seals are still on. That seal's on there. This still seems to be on. Voila, swing arm is on. There we go. Battle one at a time. Okay, so all the 17 nuts came over on the exhaust side, over on this side. Was where all of our 17 nuts were. 14, the bolt come in this way. So get our bolt up, go back. There we go. Swing arm is back on. Wow, what'd that take us? 6 minutes. Pretty amazing how it goes. Got these pieces, haven't done that. Much of that, but they go right in there. All right, time to start with the rear wheel. You can see here, got a spacer. It goes there when you put on the wheel. Again, put a whole bunch of lube in there. All right, this is so dirty before this thing wouldn't even fall out. Now it just keeps falling out. Okay, get our brake set up here. All right, so this spacer apparently goes right there. And then drop your brakes over. Rear wheel is on. Bolt, nut. Clean it, do everything. I'll just show you pictures once the chain's on. Thanks, guys.